Should be live again.
All right. We should be good to go. I was pontificating
Oh boy.
about the fact that our valued listeners, we have reached a huge milestone, and we thank you so much for that for a couple reasons. One is you have pushed us up into a new monetized category for the podcast. So you will be hearing a handful of appropriate ads throughout the experience. That helps pay for us to prioritize and bring this show to you. But of course, as we mentioned, you could totally join us live, and there obviously are no ads other than our own that we shove in there. So that's an important thing. Also, we've had a number of people reach out and buy gear on our website, which you can do at sfj4x4.com, which which is valuable. And we obviously have our very cool stickers. Let people know what a hardcore Jeeper you are. You have us on our goofy faces, and you let them know that you support the I Speak Jeep podcast show. Those stickers are those vinyl decals are exterior grade, $4.19, and they 100% profit or help out the show as our ability to bring it to you. So today is a guest day.
It is.
And this is gonna be kind of fun. This is actually a lot of people have mentioned on either our YouTube or in person who catches some of our media, this cast of characters that make up SFJ. Now, there are things from an ownership level that I always tell people. One, because people have asked about franchising. I always say, what makes us so successful are the people that make up the business, A. B, I will always invest in human beings, first and foremost, because the folks who put on this podcast on the production level, the techs on the floor, our mechanics, that's really the heartbeat of the business. So we're going to actually introduce to you one of the peripheral characters that is part of SFJ.
I love the emphasis on character.
Is that not the truth? I mean, for the longest time, we call him Tow Truck Jesus internally. He's just hearing that now.
He cleaned up, though.
He cleaned up.
He's over in our little green room area just cracking up at the moment.
So internally, we call him Tow Truck Jesus. For the longest time, he had this hair, down to shoulder length hair. This guy is somebody I know personally. From childhood, honestly, and he's gone on to be a successful business owner himself. But he runs all of our tow trucks. So if you've ever had to pick up a vehicle for you that was reasonably within distance, he runs around in some cool pick 'em up trucks and tow trucks. And then when he's not a tow truck driver, he is both a lead singer of a band and a fledgling restaurateur. So he's got a portfolio with him as well of oddities. So it'll be
and
pretty
snow
interesting.
truck and snow plow driver.
Thank you. I was going to say. So then he's also snow plows our lot and maintains that for us in the winter. So yeah, kind of a very very accomplished individual. But before we get Albert, which is his name, not Tow Truck Jesus, on the program today. How is the mad scientist doing? Are we doing 36 stuff? Are we just hibernating since this is a soggy end of the year?
Are we live? Yeah.
Okay. We lost everybody.
Yeah. Comment. Let us know we're out there.
Are we out there? Can you hear us?
Are we talking to ourselves?
I think we're talking to ourselves, folks. You got to join in. You got to jump in and let us know.
So, Mad Scientist is trying to get some parts for his 36 and does have some stuff on order. and I'm cleaning the garage, and I'm dealing with a lot of water trying to come in to my garage right now.
Right.
So yesterday I spent the day vacuuming water. That was fun, and got out there this morning, and it's back. So
The water
water
is,
came back.
Is trying to touch you.
Yes.
In the 36.
yes.
Oh,
So
there we go. Look at all these people. So Kristen, the Italian stallion,
Mrs.
Shiramonte says hi. And Joe Brilla, yes, we disappeared. I blame the Italian stallion
Yeah, it's
for
all
that.
his fault.
It's his
No,
fault.
it's the storms. I'm blaming the storms.
There's Dan. Dan's joining us. I'm here and he can hear us. All right. And Jeffrey's blaming the storms. He's probably right.
It's probably true.
Let's give him that. Oh, and Nicole. And actually, so Nicole is and she's an extension of Tow Truck Jesus. So
Mrs. Jesus.
Mrs. Jesus.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Hi, honey.
And
And there's Mrs. Mad Scientist.
Mrs. Mad Scientist. Well, this is great. And of course, if this is your first time joining us, my wife doesn't watch the program. She doesn't give
So
a
no
fig.
Mrs. Owner.
So no Mrs. Owner. It doesn't matter, right? We're all here and having a good time.
Yeah, my wife's currently at home watching the water pool into the garage.
So what were you? You were shop vacuuming the water out of your garage?
I was old manning it. I was mad.
Were you grumbling the whole time?
You're gonna need the
Shop
bucket
vac.
brigade today after
Oh,
this storm.
so bad.
Oh my gosh.
But the clutch, my clutch is on order. Is should be processing, shipping hopefully today or tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I will be able to put the old water pumps on because financial stuff, and put the motor in the car, and that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
I'll
for
just
sure.
bail some water, put the motor in the car.
Bail some water, do a little motor assembly. Bail some water.
And I have a game plan for the next round of body repair. It's going to be a little interesting, a little redneckery happening, I think.
Oh gosh.
I'm not sure if the body's just going to be at a 45-degree angle or if we're going to take it back off and maybe do that with it.
For what?
So
What? I mean, people who are listening don't know what.
do
You
the
look like
45.
Spider-Man shooting your webs out of your hands right now.
yeah, I'm trying to think how I can lay the body over so I can work on it easier.
Oh.
And
okay.
that's definitely, no rotisseries.
With
will
no
be
rotisserie.
used
You
in
can't
the
make. You
process.
can't fabricable a rotisserie together.
I was watching some pictures of Jeff this morning of how he just snapped his fingers and magically had a coat closet. So
Do you
maybe
think he's going to make you a rotisserie out of wood?
Maybe.
Like 2x4s?
if someone could just roll it
No.
over.
No.
Jeff's,
I'm intrigued. I'm thinking
he's
about
he's
this already.
game. See,
No.
he's all about
This
it.
is a bad choice. I mean, and me weighing in to say that this is a bad choice. That's
You're
too
not
much.
allowed to weigh in on wood projects, though.
Oh.
I did try to have a fire over the weekend.
Oh,
That-
did you?
That didn't go well.
Oh my God.
My son's like, I think the wood's wet, Dad.
So you were unable to light the wood.
Yes. And then my wife came out and
Your reputation-
magically made fire.
Your reputation precedes you in that. You know that? Like that's just.
So I don't work with wood. I can't even burn it when I get mad at it.
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
That's spectacular. I am panicked equally about the soggy season.
Yes.
That is
The monsoon.
the monsoon that is happening outside. Because obviously working on my tiny house storage shed currently still
Yes.
still working through the process of
Yeah, I thought about gasoline, Joe. I really did.
yeah. Joe Brilla comments more gasoline. Yeah, that was my grandfather's solution to all of it.
My kids wanted to do s'mores, so I was trying to do it the normal way or the natural
Did your
way.
kids get to have s'mores then?
On my wife's fire, not mine.
We're gonna take your man card.
Yeah.
Why don't you get like your torches? You can light a torch. You could
I was
weld.
using
You
the
could.
propane torch, and it went out multiple times.
Take the man card.
Oh my God, it's gone.
We're
It's-
done.
We're done. We're done. We're done with this conversation at
The
this
only way I
point.
could have got better if I would have had the big blowtorch like Greg uses. It's the only thing I could have done.
Okay.
My wife still lights campfires with a grill lighter and has no issue, Scott. Just saying.
I have a metric ton of wood. Please take some.
I'm trying to get rid of my metric ton of wood. from the tree that me and Jeff cut down. That's what I'm trying to do.
And Albert is messaging us
From
from
our
the
green room.
side. From the side. This is. Oh my gosh! All right. So we're so close to drying in our tiny house, and then we really have to start the shenanigans. Once the legal eagle, because I actually
I mean,
worked.
your shed.
Yes, my shed.
Your shed.
My shed. Once we get legal eagle, then we have to secure it to the ground.
I have.
Because
Will this work?
will that work? For our hashtag not sponsored, and we thought it was only appropriate since we have our local tow truck and recovery expert with us. We will be talking about this very neatly coiled product that we're Vanna White handing in front of the camera for you, and we'll be talking about that. And those who know what it is, you got a sneak peek. Those
Yep.
who are listening in, we'll share with you as we get to that point. No, I'm going to be using bottle jacks,
Oh.
so we're going to have
That
to
doesn't
dig.
attach it though.
We're gonna. Well, no, we have. Well, so we have to lift. So everybody's like, we're going to lift this
Yeah.
house. We're going to raise the shed from the ground
Yes. Now
So-
that we've made it really heavy with studs.
with 9 inches of stud. Made it tornado proof. My wife and I both have, and this is the unique thing that not everybody has. My wife and I both have experience lifting houses with bottle jacks.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a thing.
I think you should do it the Amish way,
Um,
where the whole town
where the
comes.
whole town,
Yes, and then just carries your
and
house
carries
away.
the house around. I love that. It's like-
everybody lift.
yes.
I'm going to refrain from.
Yes, don't do the accent.
Okay, yeah,
it wasn't.
it wasn't
honestly,
good.
honestly, it started off better than most of your accents.
It
so
did.
I will give you that.
I was literally thinking like that's how I fix my building out back. I just get all my friends.
A team of people together.
So
and we
many
all
pizzas.
pick it up,
Everybody pick it up. And then
Yes.
another team moves stuff in.
move stuff in underneath of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, this weekend is Southington Off Road, so if you're listening in from afar, that is the local off-road park, also known as SOR.
The rain is currently making it more challenging as we speak.
Absolutely. So there's going to be water crossings and water rescues galore. Lots of mud to be had, I'm
Yep.
certain.
I just got all the mud off the outside of mine.
Yeah.
Still cleaning the inside.
Yeah, you guys went to Elcor's Jeep Fest,
Yeah,
or
you learned why you don't Elcor Jeep Fest without a top and doors.
Joe Brilla says, "Don't laugh. My Amish neighbors are planning to move their pole building in that manner."
I see no problems
Nope,
here.
that's perfectly fine. And after they're done there, send them
Come-
to Scott's house.
Yes, and then the Neils.
Actually, and then to mine. You know? So just we'll work our way, east at
Yes.
that point.
That's what we should have done when we got the tiny house stuck. Is we just had a small army of people show up and pick it up. And
Not
move
bring
it.
in the bulldozer.
Not
Well,
No,
First-
don't, you mean the Jeeps?
Well, Jeeps first.
We
The
tried
recovery,
Jeeps
the
first.
recovery attempt with Jeeps.
Listen, I know this guy's not listening or watching, but that tow truck driver couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a beach ball. I've just genuinely never met somebody who can't back up, who's driving a CDL rig, oversized, permitted, legally done. I could understand if I was paying them like tchotchke money, or this was somebody in their F-350
touched
trying
a
to move
spot,
a mobile
people.
home. 100%. There is just no reason
There was a sore spot, and we
that it had to get stuck so
Listen,
many times.
Honestly, we would have got it fixed if it wasn't for the little tree saver that Scott used for a strap.
hate so much hating.
Talking about recovery, Scott's recovery rope is this big.
Which is about, what, 8 inches that you're holding up
Yeah,
there?
right. Well, if that's
It's
8
about
inches,
the same as your
I'm
walls.
wow, this is going downhill fast. We
Neil
should-
did replace it. That was a good part.
Yes, I replaced it with the
The
same
same thing.
size, with the same 8-inch
Purple.
purple recovery strap.
Yes. Fits under the seat nicely.
It should fit in your pocket. It would better. There's no strap. It's the world's smallest recovery strap.
Now, I've seen smaller ones. Remember, we have RC crawlers that use straps this big.
That was an RC
That
crawler
was
strap.
thank you, Jeffrey. All right, folks. We're going to do this. We are going to take a brief moment, let Albert transition into the studio with us, get situated, get settled, and we're going to talk
Get his
tow
robes
truck.
on.
He actually has a form of a Jeep, and so we'll ask him a little bit about that, and we'll ask
Everyone
him about
should have
some
a
of
pile
his.
of Jeep.
Everyone. Oh my gosh, that should be like a banner. Everyone should have a pile o Jeep.
Yes. Why aren't we making that in a shirt already?
Right?
We should. Would you buy that?
Wait.
if we put that
Yeah,
on
let
a
us
shirt?
know.
Pile of Jeep. You got to make that an Irish shirt.
Ooh.
Don't make me do an accent. We'll be right back.
Hello, SFJ listeners. We all know that one guy that always gets stuck. Well, great news. We have brought Albert on our show to talk all about trail recovery. You know, in case you're asking for a friend. Please welcome Albert.
Albert.
Also known as Tow Truck Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Good morning.
Morning, guys.
And that was the Italian Stallion. That was an excellent transition.
He
for
loves
us.
his transitions, so
Oh my
You
gosh.
guys were getting bored there for a second. I know it. You're like, is this really going on for a minute?
we all
was-
know
I
that
was
one guy. We're
concerned.
asking for a friend.
yes. Never been stuck.
I
Can't
actually-
prove it.
No, you know what? I'm gonna have to transition real quick on that one for you because on one of the YouTube comments recently was, "Has Scott ever had an adrenaline rush?" That was one of the
Calm,
YouTube
cool,
comments,
collected.
and I thought I don't know. I think actually adrenaline bothers Scott. Would
Yes.
be my.
I don't like it.
Oh my god.
That's why Neil had this story when he was on an airplane.
Yes,
that
that's
when
true.
the train and the plane was broken, and
Yes.
I would be the guy going, "It's okay, people."
Calming everybody down.
Yes, that's what I do.
Yes, Greg would be grumbling and
Fixing it
say,
with duct tape
Yes, well,
in a
and you.
professional manner.
In the most.
He would
most-
literally blink and be done. And he'd be like, "Wait, what just happened?"
Yes.
Speaking of fixing, recovering, Albert, what are you doing down there, man? You're on the phone. You're
trying to
handling
share your
business.
podcast. I'm trying to share your podcast.
He's got a toe. He's gonna have to go.
I was
I'm
gonna
not-
say you got
I-
to tow. He's got to
I'm-
leave.
I'm
All
not-
right.
I'm
That.
not, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I just had like 3 missed calls.
Oh, I know. Our phone's ringing off the hook. I don't know what's going on today.
It's because it's raining.
It
People want
is.
me to go out and get wet.
How is that? So here's the thing, folks who are listening in. This is your opportunity, especially if you join us live. We're going to be talking tow and recovery. Albert's brought it up that he doesn't want, maybe he likes going out and getting.
No,
No, okay,
not one bit.
and not one bit.
Not one bit. And that seems to be when the phone call they all start coming in.
Oh, okay. So you get one, you get 100.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I can get this one taken care of quick and easy, and then 15 more, and I'm like, I hate every one of you. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Call me.
Yeah, yeah.
Call me. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, wait a second. No, don't bite the hand that feeds
No,
you.
no. I love y'all. I'm just seems to be when the phone gets called is when it's bad weather out.
I love that you're always 15 minutes away.
Yes.
That's
Always.
it turns into a half hour.
Oh, just a half an hour.
45 minutes.
Is that,
You know, I
is
don't
that
like
tow
you.
truck driver talk? I mean,
Listen. It's a 1991 International. She's slow. She's
okay,
slow.
so that's what you're running right
That's
now.
what
So
we're
for
running.
for our listeners, you're running a 1991 International.
we got a couple, but the 91's what I've been driving lately, and then,
Okay.
we got an 08 that's getting ready to come out of the shop.
You've been largely driving Internationals for
yes, sir.
like
Yep.
a decade now, though.
Yeah,
right?
that's pretty close. Yes,
Okay.
it's a dependable truck. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, well, let's see. They didn't change the body style for I think.
Ever.
Yeah. Well, no, the cab changed. I want to say it was around late 80s. They changed the cab, and then they rocked the same cab for
Ever.
13, 14 years.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
Ever.
yeah.
And I think the only thing that changed was literally the front clip between the 80s and the 90s. It was just a front clip change. Everything else was the same.
Correct, right? And you are running what, a 7.3 in your current truck, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So those who are listening in, and we're totally not gonna bore you with the finite
He's
minutia.
trying to go down the rabbit
I'm
hole.
so excited about
He
this
wants
stuff.
to do
I
it.
want to, but I'm not going to. Sort of, a little
Liar.
bit. So, so it's
'Cause
important
now they're
to know.
truck bros. They both have internationals.
Oh, here we are.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to bring up
But
anything.
does
So
his have all the cool decals on it like yours?
No.
I don't
we
have
could
the
make
cool
that
rims
happen.
though. Neil's got the cool rims.
He does.
But I would have them ruined because people think you can drive that truck where it should not go.
Well, right. So
Well,
let's okay. All right.
it's
We're
your-
gonna dial this back. Blah, 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 blah. First of all, and I'm gonna about my truck, right? Because I
Oh,
love
boy.
it.
It's a good looking truck.
Um,
It's definitely a good looking truck.
And what the decals they're talking about though is for funsies. They cut out these.
It's all Greg.
Greg cut out these little fat trucker mans in black because of course I have black interior and black everything. So then he hid them all around the truck. So I have these little fat trucker
Then
man Easter
Neil
eggs.
claimed he saw them right away, but didn't bring it up for a while.
It was
okay.
several months.
Listen,
Yes.
so
and Greg literally brought it up because it was killing him.
yeah, because it was killing him. Okay, well here's the thing. I saw them. He did it while I had COVID. Right.
Yes.
So those of you who are listening who are not on my social media, which is okay, but you should get over there. What I have is a 2000 crew cab black aluminum. It's a 466E, which runs like a top. Scott and I think Jeffrey did
Eyes
a
can
huge,
glaze over right about now.
big monster turbo on it, and it's a 5-speed manual,
He's just
so it
flexing
rips.
on Albert right now.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah, that was totally a flex.
No, because Albert has like 14 trucks, so
That's true.
I pale in comparison to that. So I'm sick with COVID, and they decide to sticker the truck with
Lovingly.
these fat trucker man. Now it's important to know I only owned the truck for like 2 months prior to getting sick with COVID, if that. And so I come back, I see the fat trucker decal,
He
and
saw
I just
one.
think I saw
There was
one.
many.
I only saw one.
I don't
so
know that he
many.
knows how many we actually put
I
on.
saw one, and I thought, well, that guy I just bought it from was a weirdo. But whatever. It's kind of fitting, so
Yeah.
I'll just leave the fat trucker man on there. So yeah, there's the issue there. Yours is a International 7.3, right?
Yes, sir.
Which is just a workhorse of a truck.
It's,
5-speed, 6-speed.
It's a 6-speed. In this
6-speed. Okay. And it's a rollback. For those of you who are listening, Albert, have you ever driven anything other than rollbacks?
I do have a wrecker, but to be honest with you, I can do almost probably anything you can do with a wrecker with this rollback for certain tows. I mean, a wrecker is an awesome truck to have. I have a couple of them, but most of the newer vehicles out there right now are 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. Sometimes it could be more of a headache trying to add dollies and all the other stuff that you need to do when I can just yank it on and strap down and go.
Drag it
Yeah.
up on
Yep.
the flatbed. All right, so Joe asked, how do you get reimbursed for a AAA tow? Do you have to indicate where you recovered the vehicle? We've been saved by AAA twice. So is Joe asking? Is he asking that to
Well,
Albert?
I can somewhat answer that.
Okay.
As a AAA member, basically you call out their hotline, and they'll send you a tow truck. You do have to indicate where it's recovered at. So basically, the tow truck driver is going to give you an invoice with the location and what he had to do. AAA is amazing for what it can do. I don't really do AAA because I do all the insurance companies, and the problem, I will say, if you can wait, sometimes AAA is amazing, but if you can wait, AAA there's only a couple people in the area that have the deal with AAA, have the account with them, so it can come to a headache to where you could be sitting there waiting for a couple hours, 3-4. I've seen people wait longer. It's been there for days.
yeah. I've
Because
seen 6
they
hours.
are they're very popular at certain ends. But in this area, I always tell people to try to use their own insurance company and make sure they have towing, because the nice thing about that is you turn around, you make a phone call, and you can call your insurance company, the roadside, and tell them the situation. Problem with that is they put you in a database, and that person has no clue who you are, where you're at, and where you're located. The nice thing is you could do towing near me, call the nearest tow truck driver or myself if I'm in the area, and I'm talking to you. We're one-on-one with each other. I can come up with you and figure out where we need to meet to get you taken care of.
So a more personalized
Yeah,
experience.
more personalized. And then
your insurance company is going to pay you.
yes, the insurance company will pay me and then worst case scenario, if you're out of town, you know, make sure you carry an extra card or cash with you, and just get the invoice. But the nice thing is like I said, you and that rate you can pick and choose who you get, because you could be sitting there waiting, and in Joe's garage or you know, Bob's garage, somebody with a tow truck can come get you and get you off the road as soon as possible, and then you just take care of it yourself. With doing AAA, you don't always have that option. It's usually them and them only. I have had members call me. I've written them invoices, and they have gotten reimbursed, which is good.
Sure.
But like I said, sometimes it's nice having that option to just get it taken care of, because if you're sitting on the side of the road with the weather we got coming up, and your vehicle's not running, it's pretty cold out, and you know it's not safe. It's
Sure.
So
Yeah, especially like you were speaking about our local area. The AAA dispatch is 45 minutes or so
Yeah.
from us, on the opposite side of the county almost. So you're sitting there for a while just for them to get to you, let alone get dispatched.
and that's it. Yeah, they're 45 minutes away. So not only are they maybe finishing a job,
Yeah.
they're 45 minutes from their dispatch area.
Yep.
So that could mean they could be 45 minutes from their shop. So now you're looking at an hour and a half, 2 hours before they even get to you.
Yep.
I feel like every time I've ever called AAA, it's always 45 minutes. They always just say 45
Minimum.
minutes. It's not actually they ever show up in 45 minutes, but
Yeah.
they're like, it's going to be 45 minutes.
That's
You
how
know?
long it takes AAA to contact the
I
the
feel
driver.
like that's how long that's just their part of it. And they're saying, and I think Chuck's actually mentioning it. He says, radio, what's the ETA for the hook? Maybe 45 minutes, maybe.
Yes.
Right? It's always.
And I will
It's
say,
45
It's a
minutes.
go-to.
and I will say, it's really hard trying to. And I don't know. You don't want to deter the person away from you. It's really hard to give somebody a time. And I hate. And I always get the look at the girlfriend's always getting at me, and she goes, "You know, you're not going to be done in that time." And I'm like, "Oh, just stop it." I just
So your girlfriend calls you out on
she does, and I'm not going to say. And the thing is how do you tell a customer sometimes that you're going to be?
you lie to them.
Well,
Is that what you do? You lie to them? You say,
no,
15 minutes.
It's better to ask for
3
forgiveness.
hours later.
No, but it's better to ask for forgiveness, because they're not gonna. They're gonna be searching for somebody, and they're
Uh-huh.
probably not gonna find them, or they're gonna be in the same situation. But the problem is you're doing a job, and
We all
the
know
job
that.
never. You guys know. You guys get into something, and you're like, oh, it's just gonna
It
be.
blossoms from there. Always.
Yeah, it just a half hour turns into an hour, and then. You know, you do try to radio the
That's why
customer
we-
and tell them, "Hey, I apologize, we're running behind." I have to do that all the time. But
No.
if you turn around and no,
No. And it's important to note that the girlfriend has weighed in and she says, I am the brains of the operation. Nicole, we all knew that. That's
Yes.
okay. I mean,
Yes.
we knew it without you having to say it. So don't worry about that.
No, she does a great job. She definitely does all the paperwork and deals with my
Cast of characters. That's what we have, right?
Yes.
And it's important. Joe Brilla says our Jeeping life started with a rental Liberty. Now, and everybody always calls, right? So I'm going to go back on my soapbox real quick, and they're like, "This is a Jeep. It's not a Jeep. This is a real Jeep." Bleh. If it says Jeep, I'm down with it. Okay, for whatever reason, there's 101 different things. Jeep Liberty's actually pretty capable vehicles in the beginning, and they're a great starter. And he says. He got reimbursed. Where's it at? I don't know where it went. Jeeping life started with a rental Liberty stuck in a rotting snowbank
That just takes it up 5 levels.
on a fire road near Crater Lake. AAA got us out no charge.
So my curiosity, how long did you wait for AAA?
Yeah. And
that is the question. And that,
how did they do it no charge? That would be
Well,
the other
'cause
question.
Well,
if you're a
because they
AAA member,
tows.
they do. If you're a
maybe
triple,
they were a AAA member.
and
no.
and a lot of the insurance companies are the same way as well. You will get no charge. But like I said, if you are an out of towner or something like that, or like if I have somebody that calls me and they're based out of the Menor area or something, basically I give them an invoice. They would turn it in their insurance company or AAA, and they have to take care of me because me trying that towing company that doesn't deal with that corporation or whatever all the time or whatever
Sure.
ends up, I'm sitting at home for an hour and a half trying to figure out who to call, who to contact,
Yep.
how to get paid.
Yep.
So basically, that's the deal on having them pay and giving them an
Oh,
invoice.
yeah, we
And they'll
totally
usually-
get that. With
and they'll get reimbursed. You get reimbursed 100%. it all depends on the plan, though. Sometimes you have a plan, and as a AAA member, also has a plan. They have like gold memberships to where, yeah, they'll come out, tow you, and they'll tow you. I think some of them's 100
so it
miles.
starts at 10 miles
yeah.
and then it goes to 100
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah, my dad always had the gold membership with 100-mile towing.
But then
I wonder
sometimes,
why.
but then sometimes it could just
We
be
never
like he said,
used
the
it.
10, and then then you have to take care of the
rest,
the rest
yeah,
of it.
the value
Yeah.
of the rest of it. And and the thing is, we tell a lot of our customers, if they are AAA members, oftentimes there's a little bit, there's a little bit of wiggle room, and they'll get their Jeeps actually brought out to us if their Jeep's not running or if it's inconvenient for them to drive their Jeep out, drop it off. Oftentimes AAA will be able to bring them out here to the shop because of that 100 miles. So Albert, what was your first? Now I kind of remember. So when did you start doing recovery professionally?
It's coming up probably on 8 years. Well, let's just put it this way, Neil. Professionally, it's probably been about 8.5 years.
Okay.
And then, back in the day when we thought Baldwin Pond was cool and out there, I took my 1972 Chevy out there and did a lot of recoveries. And,
Okay.
It was required out there.
Yes. And I mean, that was, you're beating your truck up, and I started realizing I could probably get paid for this.
I understand that.
Yes.
So, and here's the thing. I feel like I remember you having like a tilt back, though. Not like a true
yes.
rollback, but a tilt back. But I feel like that was longer than 8 years ago.
Yes, I want to say that was probably about 10 years ago. I was doing the body shop thing. I'm taking this back about a decade or whatever.
Okay.
So I was doing the auto body and working and doing all that stuff and painting cars. And I kept watching all these older gentlemen coming in, like Ron Mackey and then Rich's towing,
Mhm.
So I seen all those guys and realized that, I wouldn't be stepping on anybody's toes
Mm-hmm.
coming into it. And to be honest with you, I came in and it was an open arms.
Yeah,
I sat
almost
down and talked.
relief.
Yes, I sat down and talked to Rich and all them, and Rich actually gave me like the post office, and he took me right up there and said, "This is the guy I want to take over my position."
Okay.
And then same thing with Ron. Ron would call me when he was still doing it. Hey, I don't want to go do this, or he'd ride with me.
Sure.
So it was nice to be able to step into this profession and have like open arms, and that's not just in the towing. I mean, that's you guys. All the dealerships, all the other shops around here, it was open arms, and it was nice. It was. I don't want to necessarily say it was easy because you always gotta,
Sure.
the first couple years.
Business is not easy.
Yes.
Right. No, business isn't easy ever.
But
so.
I the first thing I actually did buy was a 1983 quad cab Chevy Wrecker. And
It was a wrecker.
It was a Wrecker.
So
And-
real quick, wait, before you get into it, and for our people listening or viewing, give us. And I've already used rollback, tilt back, and we mentioned wrecker. Brief descriptions. What's the difference?
Okay, well, a Wrecker is a
Towmater.
towmater. Yes, it's towmater.
Right.
It smiles and runs just like that. No,
Yes.
it is just a vehicle that could have there's a couple variants of a Wrecker. It could have just a winch system. It
Mhm.
could have just a recovery system, a repo setup.
Mhm.
And then, but a lot of them have, a lot of the Wreckers are basically, if anybody's ever seen like a boom truck, it's got a boom with a winch system that runs up, and that's your recovery option. Or it used to be the old school way of towing a vehicle,
Sure.
running it down. And then they usually only have one way; they can only tow one car.
Sure.
So the newer ones are usually wheel lifts, and
Right.
they have the automatic wheel lift, which actually is almost like a repo setup, but it's a quick, easy backup. And if you've ever seen your car disappear really quick, which I haven't, but so that is a Wrecker setup, and they're used for a lot of off-road because they can get into where a rollback cannot. And what a rollback is it is a slide back. Basically, the bed slides back about 12 feet
Mm-hmm.
and comes down at an angle to winch the vehicle up. It's about 28. It could be anywhere between 28 to, I think it's like 35 feet long, depending on the length of your bed.
Sure.
And the winch is mounted on the bed.
And the winch is mounted right behind the cab on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's basically, they're well, I use it for things you probably shouldn't. I use it for
that's required to be a tow
Oh, I
truck
was going to
driver.
say.
Yes.
It
But-
goes without saying.
yes, but a lot of all-wheel drive vehicles, four-wheel drive vehicles,
Uh-huh.
you want to use a rollback because it's not going to mess up the drivetrain or transmission or transfer case.
Sure.
To where, yes, let me take it back a step. On a wrecker, you can put dollies on them,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tow an all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicle.
Sure.
And so that is a rollback. It basically slides back and drops down. A tilt bed basically just tilts. It
Mhm.
lifts up at a angle that is extremely hard.
Like a 45 or
yes,
something,
extremely
basically.
hard to load a car on.
Especially our lower cars
Yes.
today. You know what I mean? I could see years ago we had a bigger approach angle from a truck or a car.
Tilt bed's not even really. So he remembers the old. It was a night. I want to say it was an 83 as well. I traded the wrecker for this tilt bed,
Okay.
not really knowing. So I was fresh in the
Yeah, you're
doing
fresh
this.
in the game.
Yeah,
We all
fresh
make
in the game.
mistakes early on. Don't worry about that.
But I thought, a tilt bed, it's not really designed for a car. It can hold the weight of a car,
Oh, okay.
but it's not really designed. I mean, I don't know. It's designed for maybe I don't want to say pallets, but you could put something on it to basically just get it to come right off.
So it's a glorified dump truck,
yes,
is what you're
it's,
saying.
Yeah, you could put sides on them. Some of them have sides. It could have
Okay.
been for like hay bales or something like that. Something that
Just a long flatbed.
yes,
that
that
can
just
tilt.
that
All right.
just tilts.
It's
So we're
basically-
really not supposed to be towing off of it per se.
No,
You
I did
bought
a couple.
it. You did a couple times. We all did things we're not proud
I'm
of.
assuming that a tilt bed is not going to have a wheel lift on the back of it.
No, no wheel lift on that.
Okay.
But yeah, that ended up. We said goodbye, and then
So old school, we used to call that a slingback of the wrecker. You
Yep,
know what I
yep,
mean?
yep,
So
the
you
old
had your
slingback.
sling, right? And obviously towing and recovery has changed so much over the years.
Well, it went along with cars. When cars had big chrome metal bumpers, you could literally lift it by the bumper
Yep.
with a little bit of rubber just to protect it.
Yep.
And
it.
it wasn't gonna hurt. Well,
Yeah.
And I just
Sorta.
remember watching the car kind of jockey, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Jockey as it went down the road.
Yep.
And, oh,
And
man.
honestly, now I see more wreckers use their wheel lift.
The wheel lift. Oh, the
than-
wheel lift's
than
spectacular.
the boom is just there for tradition.
well, no,
The boom is there because it looks cool.
no,
Yes.
no. The boom is it's actually the boom's nice for if you get something in a ditch as
Okay.
well. So basically, you can extend that boom out. I'm not exactly sure. I have a couple of them. I've really never measured it,
Sure.
but I want to say it probably comes out a couple feet, 2.5 feet.
Yeah.
And it gives it the option of hanging that out into a ditch or even a rollover. You could back that wrecker up and hook onto a section of that vehicle, and I mean, it's got the power to lift. It's not going to pick the whole car up, but it's got the power to lift it, and then you could possibly drive forward
Sure.
to roll it over,
To roll
or
it back over.
or like in a ditch, it will pick the section up of the vehicle and allow you to move it. You know, if you had to back up and you can get it to a more stable situation to grab it at another angle to
Right.
where as a rollback, either you're going to try to put that rollback bed down into the ravine because you can get it to tilt down into it to grab the vehicle, or you're just going to drag it to a stable situation.
Right, so you're just using the hearse purrs of the truck.
Yes.
Or actually, it's not even hearse purrs because let's be honest,
It's the
our
winch.
trucks don't have the hearse purrs. You're using the winch and you're using the torque, the low end grunt, the gearing to just try and drag it forward. So back to your first truck. You're saying is a crew cab, 83
Square body.
square body
Ne-
wrecker.
Never really used, to be honest with you.
Oh, seriously?
No,
Sounds so cool.
You
No,
bought
it was
an idea.
it was a
You
thought.
bought an idea.
So-
Amen to that.
No,
That-
so
we all
literally,
know that.
I kept talking to some family members, and then I ended up I purchased this truck. The dude delivered it to me.
Okay.
And I don't.
He's like, thank God.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like, thank God
exactly.
I'm
He's
rid
like,
of this.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he was going on a date, man. I'm not.
Oh.
He dropped this truck up. He's like, thanks. I need the money. I'm taking her out. I'm like,
folks, if
okay.
you're listening, if somebody ever offers to deliver you a vehicle, deals off.
Yeah.
Stop it. And there
The
is
price
no,
just went down $1,000.
there is no good story that starts or ends with, oh yeah, the guy delivered it to me.
hey, it was an hour away. I didn't want to pay for the towing.
There is no good vehicle that ever gets delivered. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You got to look at it another way. If he delivered it on a rollback, I'd be concerned that it wouldn't make the trip.
All right. So, anyways, the guy delivers it. He's going on a date. He needed the money.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
And you never use the truck.
No, I think I might have used it to pull an engine for a derby car. No, it just, I mean, after
cherry picker.
yeah,
It's a
basically
big,
it
giant
turned
cherry
into a
picker.
cherry picker, and then like I said, it just you can't use it for. I mean, it was too old. I mean, it was just one of those ones. It was nice, beautiful. They did a nice design
Well,
on
it's a
it.
square body.
It was a
You're-
square
you-
body,
I
and
was
I
gonna
kind of
say,
wish
I
I
mean-
kept it now, just to have, because it would be cool to
we're
just
truck
drive.
hoarders.
Because we're hoarders.
That's what it is.
That's really what it
yes,
comes
yes.
down to.
I'm waiting for the comment to come
From the
up
girlfriend.
From
Yes.
the girlfriend. She's
You
gonna tell
keep
you.
them all.
She's gonna tell you I have an impound of half my cars.
That's why I don't put them together, so the wife can't
That's
see
why
them
it's
all.
so-
I have to
at my house.
separate them. I have to separate them. She's like, "Which one's that?" I'm like,
Oh, that's totally
that's
customer.
that's not mine.
That's not mine at all.
Not mine yet.
I just towed
Waiting
that
on the
in here.
paperwork.
She's like, I don't remember doing the paperwork on that one. I'm like, because I hid the title. I mean, I don't. That one's not in yet. That one's not in yet. It's a storage lot.
Yes.
I don't see anything wrong here.
All right. So then, what do you actually start towing with? Because you just
So-
told us you bought a dream, you bought an idea, you got a
So
truck.
it
that
was
got
a
delivered.
thought. Like I said, it was a thought.
An overpriced, overbuilt cherry picker.
Yes.
Actually, I got a good deal, but it was a glorified cherry picker, and let me tell you what.
I tell you,
If
cherry
you've
picker's
never
$170 at Harbor Freight. So if you
But
spend
this one
any
had
more,
a square body
Listen.
it
attached.
had a square
Listen,
body,
hold on.
and it probably had a clapped
And
out.
I
V8
did not
small
have
block
to do
Chevy.
any up
Probably a
and
big
down
block.
motion with the cherry picker. I just used the valve body and lifted it right
Uh-huh.
up.
No, it was a small block. Small block or big block?
454 big block.
Ah, okay.
Gas guzzler. Glad we don't have that right now.
Yeah, right?
Not
Yeah,
that
right?
I can say anything else about any of the other vehicles I own.
Yeah. I was
So
gonna say,
basically,
null and void.
like I said, I talked to those gentlemen, and I get online, and there's a 1997 International red out of Painesville,
Mm.
and I spoke to my dad, and we kind of went down and looked at it, and basically I offered the guy some cash, and I drove her home.
Okay.
And started the love affair.
that started
with
it.
the
And that
International.
started it. So I've had it. So this is probably going on 8 years now. Like I said, I've probably 8.5. And I sadly should have let it go a while ago, but it's
We
sitting
understand.
in my impound.
Your storage lot.
It's in
Let's
my
call
storage
it what it
lot,
is. In your storage lot.
and it's that could be another story, but it did get hit, and so they were gonna try to total it out, and I told them I would not let them do that.
Uh-huh.
But it's
My
sitting in my
precious.
impound because
My precious.
it is because it started the company.
Sure.
We totally
And,
get it.
and,
We get
and
it.
you get it. You guys, you
That's
get
where
out
the
here.
Ram's at.
Yep.
The
That's
Ram could be half a hood and a door. And don't take my precious.
Yeah, don't take my
There's
precious.
not much
and that's
more than
it.
half a hood and a door right now.
Hey.
and that's it, man. It started the company. It went out on those cold days and it fired up and it did its job and we got into a pretty bad wreck in it and it saved. I'm still here to talk about
Sure.
it, and the
Sure.
truck's sitting there, and
Amen to that.
I
right?
will not. I know I got plenty of things I need to finish, but I did buy a cab for it, and it will get a new bed. And I'm not telling you when it's going to happen because it could be years from now.
Sure.
But I plan on putting a new cab on that truck just because the cab's just getting a little rough. So I
Sure.
purchased a new cab. I don't care if it ever tows again.
Yeah.
I just want it, and then maybe you know what? I'll turn into a parade truck.
Sure.
So, and that's it. I mean, it's done its job. It's made me a lot of money, and it's continued my job of being able to do what I'm able to do. So
That's awesome. So how many trucks?
Oh God. Oh Jesus. No.
And it is important to know. I want to recognize Steve Peck says, "So glad I finally caught a live," and the famous singing tow guy, right? Because we obviously have talked about our tow truck driver, and we are running out of time. But I do want to make sure we bring up your persona of Hilltop Honey, right? So it's important to talk about.
man.
But how many trucks? Or maybe,
you're not
maybe
gonna-
Nicole
Okay,
maybe Nicole wants to weigh in.
She
Go out
probably
there
doesn't
and-
want to
and
count them. Okay,
Then go out there and
so
count.
I started this company, and my dad and me, well, let's just put it this way: my dad's got in, and he's trying to help me out, which we might have purchased a couple bad ones, which we did. So, but no, we have 2, 4, 6.
Who do we appreciate?
Seven.
I was-
7 rollbacks. 7 rollbacks, and I believe I have 2 wreckers. And
It sounds like me when I'm counting my cars.
so
Gotta go in year order. That's what I do.
So so one of them, and I don't want to sound, one of them's at Greg Sweet's actually getting repaired.
Okay.
Because it's going to be we're actually picking up a new account, so it's going to be going Monday through Friday, back and forth to Cleveland. So
Okay.
that truck's going to be on the road. Hopefully soon, is because seeing with everything with COVID and everything, you can't seem to get parts. It's been sitting in the shop for 6.5, 7 months.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah, well, and it's supposed to make a lot of money every week, so I could be, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
Yikes.
that one. I got one that's actually sitting down by the garage, getting the transmission rebuilt. It got all repainted, the bed fixed here in town, and then I got another one sitting next to it that's just waiting for a paint job,
Okay.
and it's all ready to go. It just, but trying to find people to work and
Run trucks and
run
not wreck
trucks.
them and
So, but we're just gonna do this, and we'll start off with the newer truck and continue that and see how it goes.
And I would love to keep talking about trucks and where you're going to go in life with that. And I would love to compare, because I desperately wanted to buy a crew cab rollback at one point.
I remember this.
But I'm going to leave that one to go for a future conversation.
Future show, right?
Future show, right? Future episode. And also, I have a Ron Mackey story.
Okay.
But I'm gonna
As
leave that
everyone
one
should.
as everyone should, right? There's
Oh.
legends of the car scene, national and local, and this guy was just a tough nose, or is a tough nose individual.
Yes.
Who helped further a level of the auto enthusiasts in northeastern Ohio.
I tend to respect those guys after you start to talk about them. You know, and
Oh, yeah.
not that I didn't begin with, but you know, you've seen what they did, and you're like, oh, you know, you might not have thought it was something
Well,
until
we
you
were
do the job.
punk-nosed teenagers, and
Yeah.
you know everything, right?
Yep.
I had a friend on Facebook trying to auction off her 10-year-old because, you know, he knows everything at this point. So, I mean, we were the same way. It's just
Yep,
neither
yep.
here nor there. And then you get into that position yourself, and you
Yep.
go,
Wow.
holy cow,
Yep.
mad
Wow.
respect for these people.
Mad respect.
So,
I have a question.
oh, okay,
Oh,
Jeffrey, get in there.
I want to know more about the music scene.
Oh, well, I wanted to ask him
That's
about
what
his
he was-
Jeep. We have so many things to talk about in so little time. We're going to have you talk about your Jeep in the future, not today.
Okay. okay.
Let's talk
He
about...
does own a Jeep, people.
He
I do
does
own a
own a
Jeep.
Jeep.
It's-
He does.
I do.
It's a Piolo Jeep with the new shirt's going to be.
We need. I need to bring it to FFJ to do some
What
work.
is he going to bring it to?
SFJ.
Oh, okay.
I need to bring it
He's-
here.
He would talk like you,
I
Scott.
know,
For
I
a
was
second, you were
too
sitting
close.
too close to each other.
Well, I mean,
contagious.
real quick, real quick, I just
Blah, blah, blah,
want to
blah.
let you know, I think Scott's slouching to help me out right
I
now
am.
because they sat me in this chair. People, I just want to let you know, I'm in a chair. I'm 5'8". I am short, but it is a teardrop going here right
We
now.
offered to get you some phone
You're-
books to
you're in
sit
the
on.
same-
Like I have to hold on.
I keep like
touched on
crouching
a-
my back a little bit so
You're-
that we look a little better on the
I'm
screen.
trying to hold on a second.
You're in the same. You are in the same chair as Scott, though.
Shh. Scott's also taller than me, but
Albert's quads are burning because he's
I'm
squatting the
trying to
whole
make it
time.
look like I'm at least not 5 foot. All right, man. Wow.
And so on the stage,
Oh, here
you
we
have
go.
a whole. You have you see the problem is
You
your
look up at me.
persona of your lead, your front man of Hilltop Honey is
Yes,
who
sir.
you get at the tow truck, right? That's what I always think is so funny.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your music career. Jeffrey, if folks don't know, the Italian Stallion is not only is he a fantastic podcast producer, but he is a diehard music fan,
All
and
right.
certainly the indie scene.
Yeah.
Of,
All right.
of everything over, that's his priority. So talk to us. Tell us
Okay.
about your
Okay.
front man experience.
Okay. So I'll get into it real quick. Let's see here. So it started out as a young age, real quick. Mom listened to Bon Jovi, rocking and rolling down the road, and then parents owned a bar. Ended up running the karaoke scene, started singing, and then
I really didn't realize that.
yeah. And then people actually ran into me. Hey, and long story short, that's how I ended up talking to a bunch of people, and that's how Hilltop Honey ended up kind of getting
Karaoke
formed.
scene.
The karaoke scene,
Out of where?
the old Luce's trackside.
There you go. Which you do own now.
We are definitely doing a karaoke sing-off for you
We
two
are
later.
absolutely not.
No, we are exactly.
As long as I'm not involved, it's just fine.
But
Scott, you're the backup singer.
Yeah.
Right? Oh yeah.
All you
Scott
gotta do is
absolutely
just-
has to be the backup
you
singer.
just gotta just do a little bit.
Oh
of that,
my
you know?
God! I am here if we do I don't know what it's not duet 'cause there's three of us, but like it's triway
Oh,
triad.
man.
It can still
Scott,
be a
let it
duet
go.
with a backup singer. It's
Okay,
fine.
okay. I'm here for that, and Scott is going to be like beatboxing for us. That's no. But it has to be Scott beatbox. Like, go ahead, give us a shot, Scott. Go ahead.
He's like, no.
No, hard pass.
Just
Come on,
just
Scott.
say curiosity.
Can I do it
and
with
we'll-
a Jeep motor?
No, let's stop
Vroom,
it.
vroom, vroom.
He did it, folks.
But
So how long's Hilltop Honey been together?
Hilltop Honey has been together over 10 years now.
Okay.
Over 10 years.
Wow.
Predates the towing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So it's been. I always get the girlfriend always makes a joke and says everybody that gets the tow truck driver gets Steve Urkel because I'm dressed in
Tow truck attire.
tow truck attire.
Uh-huh.
So it's either blue jeans or some
Coveralls. I've
coveralls.
certainly
Coveralls.
seen you roll in here like you just rolled out from underneath the truck.
Yep. So
Like
you know.
Cooter. You look like
Yeah,
Cooter.
there you
Now,
go,
let's be
there you go.
honest.
Ah, see, I was always trying to shoot for Bo or Luke Duke. But now
I know that's who you want to be. But
man.
I'm just telling you.
Sometimes
This is the
Oh,
dichotomy
man.
that makes you so
Oh.
interesting.
So-
Sometimes
because you
the stuff
roll
picks
in,
you, not you pick it.
right?
So and then
it's life, man.
and then it's funny because you do the gym thing and then I go and I purchase all these clothes that I wear like maybe once a month, if that.
right.
Because literally the towing attires, when you say 24/7, like you're coming home, you're showering, you're getting ready to hop into bed, and then you're hopping back in your clothes again. So
Sure.
and yeah, but the Hilltop Honey thing is it's like she always says I'm Stefan Raquel when I step on stage. It's like a totally different version of me,
Absolutely.
which is it's cool. I mean, you get that opportunity, and I've kind of I did the cop thing. That's what I went to school and did, but because I always wanted to put on a uniform and look presentable.
Sure.
I just didn't realize I was putting on the wrong one, and I get dirty all the time. And
Because that is important to note for those who are listening. You are still a deputy officer, right?
yeah, we're at Ashtabula. I go in there and still volunteer and everything. And I would have
When?
exactly. Now I got to give it up for Ashtabula. I mean,
I think we need to give it up for Nicole, as many of our other
When does
spouses.
she see you?
That's
When-
why
when
she's on
does
the
she-
podcast right now. This is the
This
time
is
to see
this
him.
is when she actually gets.
she's
to
like,
see
"I'll
him.
see you later, honey, on TV."
right.
But no, it's I don't get to do it as much, but I kept it because quick story, before my mom passed away, that's what I went and did. I went and did the schooling to be a police officer at Cleveland Heights, and I did all that, and while I was doing that, my mom was like, I'll take care of you. I'll pay your truck payment. I'll take care of all your bills. Go do what you want to
She
do.
was really inspiring you to do
Yes,
that.
and the sad part
encourage
is so and the sad part is literally I was working a job. My mom told me to quit to pursue my career. I did that. I put my 2 weeks in, and literally within that 2 weeks, right after I put my last day in, my mom just passed away on unexpectedly. So
right.
I didn't really pursue the cop job right away, and they did a lot of layoffs at that point. So I ended up doing my own thing, and then that's, I got into the towing, and I don't know, I was just sitting at home, and I'm like, I can't let this go,
Sure.
just because of the meaning behind it. So I actually went and retook my test just because I was coming up on because your certification runs out after so long.
Sure.
So I hurried up and did that and got recertified, got in Ashtabula, and I go do like the parades or if there's a marathon, and then every now and then I'll do a third shift when I get a free moment, which is very rare, but I try to do that. You know, I'll know how it is having
Give
kids
me a whole new
as well.
perspective. I thought I was busy.
Oh, right. I mean, and that's, again, the cast of characters that makes SFJ. There's really not anybody who is directly or just kind of on the periphery involved with the business who sits on their hands. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is and I think that's what is a little bit of our secret sauce when people look in and they either see what they perceive as success or they see, or they don't exactly know what they're looking at. They're going, I mean, I think that business back there's got it together, but I'm not sure why and what,
and
what gives me that feeling. Yeah. And how, it's just because people who are involved and who we don't sleep.
It's really
We don't
family and
sleep.
friends.
We don't sleep and we just keep grinding.
It's about the drive, the strive, and the family and friends that kind of keep you going.
Exactly. So there's, you know what, we're going to have to do this again in the future because there's so much more to talk about and share because we didn't even talk about, getting into performances and your Jeep and your nasty 72. It's a 72, right?
Winch rope.
68.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a second.
We're going to talk about the winch rope, though.
Okay.
So we got to transition. We're going to talk about #NotSponsored and then close it out, folks.
And now it's time for our product spotlight. #NotSponsored. Spotlight. #NotSponsored.
Microphone while you're at it, though. No, you get to stay.
toes.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to go to work. No, I'm joking.
I know.
No. It's raining outside. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Phones ring in, and you're like, it's so wet and cold.
I'm sorry, everybody that's tried to call me right now.
That's right.
I'm not going to lie to you. I apologize.
Well, see, I want to ask that
It'll be
about
15
Hilltop
minutes.
Honey, but that's right. It'll be 15. It'll be 15. Just
we can still stay on the air. Come on.
We're not. No, we all do have work.
We all have to work.
So #NotSponsored. We have this lovely, crazy coiled product here. Looks a little snakish, a little bit of electrical cord. It is, in fact, a synthetic winch rope by Warn.
Yep.
We thought it was only fitting since we'd be talking a little bit about recovery, towing, and the like. And recently we brought in the relaunch of the 8274, which
has this
has
gorgeous
this
rope on it.
exact rope on it. And so this is the Spydura synthetic rope by Warn.
Yep.
And we could spend an entire podcast on steel versus synthetic.
We could.
And we're not going to today.
Future episode.
Future episode.
Yep.
Like future shirts.
This is not the exciting Spydura, though. They actually make a glow-in-the-dark Spydura.
What?
Whoa, I could use that.
What?
They call it the Nightline synthetic rope.
You could, Al. That would be
That would be
great.
kind of neat. Well,
Features-
in a safety perspective, it really would be because
Yeah.
if somebody, if that was glowing and somebody was coming down the road and you're in an area where somebody could cross or walk
across, yeah, if you're across,
into, it would definitely be a
pulling-
safety.
Yeah, go
So,
figure.
so the Nightline synthetic rope features 3M light activated reflective strands for high visibility and strands constructed with ultra high molecular.
Who prepped this for him?
He did. He prepped it. A lot of big words, people. We're gonna do our best.
It's a good rope. It's a good rope. That's all I know.
You prepped your own.
He said to me before the show, he goes, "This is going to be a struggle. There's a lot of big words on here." He's like, "I can't read
Ultra
half
high
these words."
molecular weights.
He prepped his own.
Anyway,
He prepped it. He just didn't read it again.
This is the remix for the beatbox.
Chuck is asking you to repeat that, please.
Glow
No.
in the dark
yeah,
recovery
one
and
time.
array.
So this is the
Ryan,
regular
Glow in
Spydura,
the dark recovery and a rave.
Oh man.
which is also constructed by a unique ultra high molecular weight propylene.
How can you say molecular,
material.
but you can't read the rest of that?
I'm not gonna try to.
Albert, do you want to read it?
I'm not sure I would do any better. I mean, there's a lot of things people probably have no idea what he's saying.
This is a good rope.
You put this in your winch and it will work.
It works.
So then
good.
we have to talk about the Spydura Pro. Mainly
Do we have to
because
talk about it, Scott?
We
Or
do.
we
we do.
We're not gonna know though.
Because
I
how
don't
do
know
you
that we've
heat?
talked about anything yet.
How do you heat treat synthetic rope? I don't know, but the Pro is heat treated.
How do you heat treat it?
I'm
I
gonna
don't
guess
know.
overuse it.
No, it's
Right?
something you want to. They heat treat it. That's a good process.
The Pro is lightweight, durable, and easy to handle. It's
Those are all-
38% stronger than standard because this is, the
This is
regular.
weak at
This is
standard,
weak.
apparently.
And I had to laugh at this too. Let's see, where is it? They're twice the breaking strength of their competition, but they're not telling you who.
Oh, I want to know who their competition.
Right?
Who did they test against?
Now,
Right.
is that one UV?
So
Being
all
that it's heat treated, would that be make it
it
better?
doesn't say. I would
That
guess
makes
that
me wonder.
Sell the Sun doesn't like it.
That is one of the criticisms of synthetics in general.
I'm going to venture a guess that the heat treated is to be more resistant to the rope melting
Okay.
in the winch because we
We're
were.
just making stuff up, people.
I mean, it's a guess that I'm venturing.
It doesn't say that. He'll be juggling it later.
He will be juggling it.
I will.
But it is made with a heat-treated fiber that delivers maximum tensile strength. Heat-treated, people.
Heat treated. I don't know.
I don't know why they put all those big words in there to begin with. I'm not trying to be mean. Half the people probably have no clue what they mean.
100%. We're just
Yeah.
going to talk a molecular structure of the rope. And people are going to go, that's really good rope. They do make little Bubba rope style stuff for this.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
They
I'm
call
gonna
it
try.
winch
And,
rope extensions.
we're trying to. We're losing it
take
here.
my money.
Take my money. Scott just mumbles words out into the podcast universe,
and people want to buy it.
and people want to buy it. This good rope. That's
Andrew got me.
So we have the Italian Stallions over here juggling.
Yep.
Albert's preparing for a concert. Scott is mumbling about good synthetic rope, and it's pouring rain. We've got Jeeps to work on. Folks, we hope that you enjoyed this podcast as much as we did. Join us next week for episode number 45. October will be upon us, and it is going to be a busy one. If you like this episode, make sure you leave us a review somewhere, wherever you're joining us at. If you're on YouTube, head over to the I Speak Jeep podcast YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe over there, but also make sure you're watching on our SFJ 4x4 TV for all your latest and greatest updates. Anything else?
Well, I wanted to thank you guys for bringing me on here.
No problem.
I
Albert,
greatly appreciate it.
It is our pleasure always.
And don't forget, though, if you can always call AA Towing. We don't want your arms or legs. We just want your toes.
Ba-doom. Jeep on, family.
Thank you.
Keep on.